everyone. Welcome to Breaking Stereotypes. This is a channel which strives to bring forth stories of real life heroes. These are the people who have taken life head on, taken unconventional choices, and have emerged as the heroes of their own life. Today on our platform, I have Nisha Pathak, someone I closely know, I admire, and today she is here to share a very intimate journey of her life, her fight against breast cancer. Nisha was the first graduate from NIFT Bangalore. She chose innerwear as her field because she loved everything that lingerie had to offer. She worked with a renowned brand called Jockey for 22 years in product development. In and out, her job has been to talk to ladies about the right fit, about their breasts, so on and so forth. So when breast cancer hit her, her life turned upside down. Her struggle and she finally defeating cancer is what we are going to dive into. Nisha, thank you so much for coming on Breaking Stereotypes. I can't tell you how happy I am to have you here. I know that the inputs that you share are going to be invaluable, and also I know that to relive everything that happened must be tough, and you're doing this because you want women to listen and benefit out of this. So thanks a ton for that.
Thank you, Krupa, for a great introduction. And I'm really honored to be on your show. The whole purpose of the show of me being here is that even if I can inspire one woman to go and have a mammogram done, I think our job is done. So that's the purpose.
Thank you so much, Nisha. So let's start with the diagnosis itself. How was it for you? What were the signs that you noticed? When did you go for your mammogram, and how did that pan out for you?
So around 2 years back, I had to go through an inevitable abortion in my second trimester. I was carrying a baby with a triple X syndrome, and me and my husband didn't want to bring a child with some sort of, a problem to this world. So we decided that, we will go ahead with this abortion. And when the abortion happens, you are given these hormones, and estrogen, I think, is one of them. So the tumor that I had was estrogen receptive tumor. So basically, the tumor feeds off estrogen. So if you have, high levels of estrogen in your body, the tumor grows faster. So that was the case with me. And this is something I discovered much later. But yes, this was the beginning of, this was the trigger of my breast cancer. And before that, the year before that, I had pancreatitis. So it was, in stages, my health was really deteriorating. And I did feel, after the abortion, they also give you medication to stop milk secretion, because when you're too far into pregnancy, that can happen. So I was given medication for that. And, in a few months, I felt that there was a bit of a knot in my breast, in my left breast. And I thought it's probably because of, the medication that they've given to stop the secretion, the milk secretion. However, it was the lockdown time as well. And I will totally admit that I really ignored my health. And I feel that we as women do that. We put everything else before us, and our health is our of our least priority. And I'm one of them, no exceptions there. So at the lockdown, I couldn't really go and get the checkup done. But soon after the lockdown was lifted, the tumor, the knot that I was feeling grew. Within a week, it grew. And previously, there was no pain. And within that week that the tumor was growing, I had pain. And that's when I said, no, I'll have to go and have this checked. And when I actually went and got it checked, the first test was the ultrasound. And the doctor who did the ultrasound, she just told me straight away on my face that, Nisha, this does not look good. And you should do a mammogram right away. So I did a mammogram right away. And she didn't give me hints, but she not hints, as in she was very direct. She said, this is not good. So you need to start preparing yourself for the worst, and also start preparing yourself financially. And also, do your research in terms of which doctor you would like to go to, which hospital you would like to get yourself treated and stuff. My husband was with me, and she had a word with him and told point blank that this does not look good, and we will do the biopsy tomorrow. However, the result of the biopsy comes in about 3-4 days, and that's enough time for you to do your research on which hospital or which doctor you want to go with. So I thought, I didn't take it very seriously. I thought cancer wouldn't happen to me. That's what you feel. Cancer doesn't happen to you. It happens to other people. Not to you. We did biopsy the next day. The results came within 2 days. And I remember it was a Sunday, and my entire family was here at home. My siblings, my parents, of course, my husband. And though at the back of my head, something was nagging me that, something is off. Why is everyone here? But yet I didn't want to, admit that there's something wrong. And then we were having tea together, all of us, and my husband just broke the news to me saying, Nisha, this is cancerous. And I just broke down. I remember I just broke down. And well, I had good family support. Everyone was with me at that point. But I didn't have the courage at that point to go through the whole grueling treatment. Because you've heard of, how the treatment can be. Yes. But, until unless it doesn't happen to you, you don't realize what it is. So It's very scary. So at the first, the moment I heard that, I just made up my mind that, yes, fine, okay, I am dying. There's no life ahead of this. And I broke down, and I would just, the one thing that I kept repeating is that, how's my son going to live after I am gone? And my father at that point told me, Nisha, how can you say this? You're my daughter, and how am I going to go on if you leave? So you have to fight this. You will have to fight this. At that point, everyone we were holding hands and crying. Everybody was crying, and we were all like, the entire family was giving me hope and strength that, no, we will fight this together. We will be with you. The next day was my doctor's appointment, and luckily I was, consulting with the best breast cancer surgeon in Bangalore, in fact, in India, Dr. Anthony Pius. And we went for this consult, and he just said, listen, we have to do a PET scan, which is the PET scan, to understand the spread of this cancer. And that will also infer the stage, at what stage this cancer is at. So the next day I had to go for the PET scan, and I was at the stage 2. So it was a stage 2 cancer, and few more tests were done to understand what kind of cancer this is. Is it in my genes? Have I inherited it through my genes? Or is it something to do with the imbalance of the hormones? So when the results came out, clearly it was an estrogen receptive cancer, which means this tumor was feeding off the estrogen. And that's when we inferred that this happened while I was given extra estrogen at the time of my abortion the previous year. So basically, the doctor then advised that we would go ahead and start the chemotherapy the next day itself. So I wasn't given enough time to think or react really. And the next day was my first chemo. And the doctor told me, look, with chemo, the first thing you will notice is you start losing your hair. And my advice to you would be that you first shave your hair off, because
fall later will impact you.
Yes, when the traces of hair just come in your hand while you're combing your hair, it feels really bad. I mean, it'll be heartbreaking. And that's the reason why it's better that you just shave off your hair. And I decided, okay, I will go ahead and do that. And we went back home, and that same evening, my younger sister, Ishita, she was like, look, I'm going to get this done with you, as in I will also shave my head along with you. And I said, you don't need to do that. Please, I know you support me. But you don't really need to do that. You have such lovely long hair. She's like jet black long hair, and even I had long hair, and I loved my hair. It was a very difficult decision to take, and she said, no, I'm not listening to you, and I will go ahead and do this. So that was big support for me, Krupa, really. And both of us decided that this is going to be a journey. And we are going to, capture this journey in terms of taking photographs at each stage. So both of us went out to buy similar T-shirts that we'll shave our heads and wear the same T-shirt and take pictures. So we did that, and we came back, and I saw that my brother was shaving my husband's head, and that just broke me down. I was like, I am so lucky to have a partner, who is so sensitive, to my needs, and who's so supportive. And then second was my sister. So my youngest brother, he shaved her head, and then I just backed off. My heart was beating so fast. I said, no, I am not going to shave my head. My beautiful hair, I'm not losing them, no way. And that was a bit of a comic moment there, and these two bald heads were looking at me saying that we did this for you and you're now backing off. But anyway, I went ahead with it, and then we did take pictures. And I'm so thankful that my family stood by me.
How lovely. Like something so stressful was just turned into something that, you're fondly looking back at now. You're laughing about it. How nice.
Yes. Yes. In fact, I have a picture that I'll share with you, Krupa, where my dad is sitting in the middle, and my sister and me, and my husband is right behind, and we made a small video of Dangal Dangal because we were really looking like those two characters from that movie, those two girls, daughters of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
that wrestler, right? Uh, that was a nice, funny moment. But then, what waited for me after that was really grueling. Uh, the next day was my chemo,
But
and
had you read about it? Had you did your own research around what others are saying, how the chemo is going to be? Because where I'm coming from is,
mm,
no matter how much of medical help is now available,
mm,
still the stigma around the disease, the word cancer itself,
mm,
you
mm,
just feel, as you rightly said, you feel this is it, this is the end of everything. uh,
mm.
uh, so when your mind is thinking such things, are you able to even research, see what others are saying? Is there something positive that they're saying that I can take hold on to, which will help me in my fight against cancer? So was that also happening parallelly with you?
See, Krupa, I I was so broken at that point that I did not do any research. In fact, I stayed away from any of the information on Google.
Hmm.
I stayed away from it because I did not know whether I will, get too scared unnecessarily,
Right, right,
whether I will be misinformed. I decided that I will go with whatever the doctor says.
right.
And that was the deal between my doctor and me, that I will not be a Google patient.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really didn't do any such research. In fact, the doctor had warned me. He said that, look, I asked him questions. In fact, you should ask your doctor all your queries. That's what they are there for,
Right.
and not be misled by information on the net. Sometimes it's right,
Absolutely.
sometimes it's not accurate.
Yes.
So the doctor did tell me that, look, chemo is, you can call it either amrit or you can call it poison,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it kills the fast growing cells of in your body,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why the hair falls. That's the reason why all the hair fall. The lining of your stomach, becomes very sensitive because
Oh
those
my God.
cells also die.
Hmm.
Your mouth taste, the taste buds also die, right? Your nasal passage becomes very, very sensitive. Basically, all the living cells, all the new fast growing cells are dying with the chemo. The chemotherapy does not, the chemicals don't distinguish between the fast growing cells of cancer
Mm-hmm.
and the healthy cells.
Mm-hmm.
So all the cells are getting destroyed at the same time, and that's the reason why you feel so exhausted and you feel like you're like a living dead body. That's how you feel after going through a chemo. And look at the in the beginning, I was all broken, and then it was in waves, and then I felt, no, I have to live. I am going to fight this. How bad can it get from here? I had pancreatitis, and then I had to lose my second child, and then I had cancer. I have cancer now. So how bad can it get? It can't get any worse from this.
Yes.
uh, and I have to fight it. There is no other option,
Yes.
right? So once I made up my mind that I have to fight this, then I did not think of any other negative thoughts. But however, uh, After the chemotherapy was given to me and I came back home, I felt so dead. All the gyan that my doctor had given, or my my family had given, all the positivity, everything just flew out of the window.
Oh my.
And I was praying for death.
Oh God.
I was like, I cannot go ahead with this chemotherapy anymore. I can't. It's really excruciatingly painful. I don't think I can go ahead with this. And the doctor had recommended 4 doses of chemotherapy in the beginning before the surgery, uh, to shrink the tumor. Because see, once the needle goes in for biopsy, uh, the cancer starts spreading. So 4 chemos were to be given to me to shrink the tumor, and then I had the surgery. But these 4 chemos, which were given once in 3 weeks, after 3 weeks, they break you down. They really break your will to live. And that's the reason why cancer is such a
Dreadful.
deadly disease.
Yeah.
They break a human being's will to live. And I'm not such an easy person to, you know, give up. I don't give up very easily. But at that point, I was giving up, and it was a tough job for my husband to be around me, see me in that situation, uh, and even he didn't know what to say, how to encourage me, or you know, eh, loss of words, I guess. When you see your loved one going through something so painful. Anyway, after the 4 chemos, no, sorry, after the first chemo itself, my hair, the roots, from the roots, they started falling. And I avoided mirrors at that point, Krupa. Uh, I would go to the bathroom and not lift my head because the mirror was on top. And it was just eating me from inside. Uh, because I loved my hair. I had nice long hair. And at that very point, I had also read somewhere that we attach our hair is our ego. And we attach a lot of pride to our hair. And once the hair is gone, then you come clean, basically. That's what happens. So, when the external beauty is lost, what is left?
Yes.
What is left? It is just the person inside. Then you are forced to look within. Then you're not looking at yourself externally. You're looking at yourself internally.
Yeah.
That who is this person inside? Who is Nisha? And that question really haunted me, Krupa, for many days. That there's nothing for me to look into the mirror and appreciate. Is there anything inside of me to appreciate? And when that was a cleansing process for me, really. Because
I can't imagine because the way you put it is so right. We are engrossed with everything that's external, and
yes.
There is no reminder to look inwards. We hardly appreciate what's within, and overly appreciate what's outside.
Yeah. Um, Imagine, I mean, your hair actually hides a lot of flaws. Nobody's perfect, but whatever you feel is a flaw, it is all hidden under the traces of your hair. And imagine, once you lose your hair, your eyebrows, your eyelashes, all of it, uh, you feel like you're nothing, right? And that's when you introspect. And like I said, I avoided mirrors. And then I realized this is not the way to go. I have to live. I have so much love around me. There's so many people
Absolutely.
who are around me, who love me, right? Uh, I need to I need to be better than this. I'm sure there is something within me which is more valuable than just the external beauty, right? So that's when I realized that I am going to do a photo shoot. That would be an ode to each of the characteristics Nisha holds, the things that I really admire about myself.
That
I
you've
am,
always had within you.
yes,
That's what
that
is
I've
unique to
always,
you.
yes, exactly. So that's when I realized I need to do this photo shoot, and it'll be an ode to me, the person who is inside me.
Yeah.
And yes, I signed up with a photographer and a makeup artist. And when they came in, I explained the whole agenda to them. In fact, initially, the camera, the person behind the camera, the photographer, was like, okay, I thought it's just, I'm going to click some pictures and you're going to be in few dresses and stuff, and that's what it is. But I gave him a proper download in the beginning, and even the makeup artist, that look, I'm going with a few looks, okay, and these looks are dedication to me. Each look is dedicated to the person that I am. So the first look was obviously dedicated to the corporate woman that I am. So I pulled out, my corporate dress and high heels, and that was the first look. So this is all leading to me accepting myself.
Absolutely.
I
I think this is the turning point, because up till now you just went with the flow. You did
Yes.
respond to how your family was responding. You got overwhelmed with the support that they were giving you. You went with what doctor told you to do. But I think this is where that turning point came, where you harnessed your inner energy. You started to build that will, that I am not going to give up because there's so much more to me. This is the turning point.
Exactly. That's what I needed to realize, and that's the reason why I organized this photo shoot for myself. So the first look was the corporate look, because I give a lot of importance to what I do. I'm a lingerie professional, and for 22 years I have done this, and I've inspired other women to look beautiful, to not to judge themselves by their breast size. I've always advised them, because women always judge themselves by, okay, I have smaller breasts, I'm not happy with them. I have bigger breasts, I'm not happy with them. So I always counsel them that no, please be happy with what you have, okay? And these are one of the things that makes you a woman, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to honor that lady in me who is the corporate woman.
Yeah.
So that was the first look. Second look was, the second look was a lingerie shoot. So I honored it was in a very chic, nice black bra and denims, and that was an ode to, I was thanking my breasts before I let them be surgically removed. So I had to say a thanks to them. So the second look was that. And also, you see, I was thanking my breasts for uh, nourishing my son. I was thanking my breast to give me sexual pleasure,
Yeah.
right? Which we hardly do.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that before it was surgically removed. So that was the second look.
Yeah.
Yeah. The third look was a spiritual. I am a spiritual person, and I wanted to recognize that. I always believe that there, when something has to go wrong, uh, or something goes bad in life, I always get a signal from my angels. I believe in that, and I wanted to, uh, again celebrate that I have, and I'm very intuitive. So I wanted to celebrate that. So I had a white dress and a black robe and candles around me. So that was third look, with my arms out in full surrender. That was also a look of surrender. That God Almighty, I am surrendering now.
Whatever is in store.
Whatever is in store for me, I'm surrendering. And yes, my willpower is there. I want to live this life. I want to celebrate this life, but it's up to you now.
Yeah.
Then the fourth look was, to this journey called life. So I got dressed up in my leather jacket and my leather boots, and I sat on the bonnet of the look was, that I'm sitting on the bonnet of my car, showing off my boots and my leather jacket, saying that should signifies that life is a journey, and it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And it's not going to be a bed of roses, but I'm ready for this journey called life.
Hats off.
Yeah. So that was the other look. And then another look was where I have tattooed my head. So tattooed my head like a crown, and that was the look saying, I am the queen of my castle, which is my body, and I'm telling Cancer that you have to leave because this is my castle and I am the queen. So you have to leave, Cancer. So that was, the last look. Sorry, that was not the last look. The last look was celebrating life, where I'm wearing a sequins dress and with a martini in my, of course it was not martini, it was just water and olives. And celebrating life. So that was the last look, Rupa. And after that, I gathered strength to look into the mirror again.
Wow.
Yes. And that shoot really inspired me. That was something that I wanted to do to inspire myself, to acknowledge my own strengths and the positives that I have.
Yes. And accomplishments.
Yes. You're right.
In fact, I didn't get to tell you this before. When we met, when we were working together, we collaborated on few things. But there was this thought in my mind, which I obviously didn't take the liberty to tell you that time, but I'll take that liberty today. I always found you badass.
Okay. Thank you.
So you rightly said you are the queen of your castle, and you are a badass queen. And the Cancer had to run away. It had to, trust me. So what happened next? So this was the turning point. This is where you said, I'm going to draw all the energy I have. I will put it so that my fight, I'm not going to quit this fight. I'm going to fight this with everything that I have. So what happened next?
So after that, all the chemos happened. 4 chemos, and then I went into surgery. So, so it was a lumpectomy. So, which means the lump and the surrounding tissues were removed, and at the same time, the reconstruction of breasts happened. So, you see, I was thinking that I will lose my breast. But however, the medicine today is so advanced. They reconstructed my breast by removing a muscle from the back and placing it in the in my left breast.
Right.
Pocket that was created after removing the lump was filled by the back muscle. So that's how it was reconstructed to match to my right breast. And this was done by Dr. Karishma. She is one of a very well-known plastic surgeon in Bangalore, in the country. And well, at that point it wasn't important for me. At that point I was just thinking, I just need to move away from this the cancer stage. It wasn't important for me to have this reconstructed, but my doctor counseled me for that. He said, look, at this point you will think it's not important, but after a few years you will start feeling, because you are a woman, right? You will start feeling that you don't have a breast, and that pocket is already there, so we can accommodate a muscle and reconstruct. So I'm grateful that happened in the same surgery. And I was in the hospital, and within a day I was asked to walk around, and well, it took me about a week in the hospital, and then I came back. They gave me a break of a month, and then the rest of the chemo started. These were 12 chemos that the doctor asked me to go through. And Krupa, these chemos were really very difficult. 12.
Oh my God.
1 in 15 days.
Your body can take 1 in 15 days now?
So they were very aggressive with my treatment. And I kept begging the doctors, I kept telling him, listen, just can't we do it once in 20 days or 25 days? So basically the chemo stays in your body for 15 days. And as soon as the effect is lost, before it loses the effect, the second chemo, is pumped into your body. So they said, you're young and you can take it.
Okay.
I'm 42. So you're young and you can take it. So we will, have it back to back.
Okay.
And not give you a break. So they were very aggressive with the treatment. And along with that, Krupa, I was also taking some spiritual healing as well. Anything that, something that I believe in, which is meditation and stuff, right? Well, a lot of people wouldn't believe in that kind of treatment, that line of treatment. It's not advised to just do that and not do, all the medical treatment.
Yes.
It can go hand in hand, because this is something to do with your brain, right? Something very rare happened to me. It happens in just 1% of the population that takes chemo.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is that I started having hallucinations,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, mostly in the night, and I just couldn't sleep. So for some time, I thought that I am going berserk, I'm going mad, uh, um, and I couldn't even share it with anyone at that point because I thought, my husband is going to think she's lost it.
Yeah.
Uh, but when it got progressively bad, where I was seeing things in the night, I would you know just see probably dead people around, okay, and when it really got out of hand and I was not getting any sleep at all, is when I started talking about it. I told my husband, and he would just reassure me, you know what, there's nothing like that. You can always wake me up when you're scared, uh, which I was unable to do. And my siblings would, say, hey, you're thinking too much, just don't think, and, go with the flow, it's fine. There's no such thing. Then I went to the doctor, and I was in tears, and because I thought this doctor is going to think I've gone mad. And I told him, listen, I am seeing things. And he simply understood the situation, and he said, that was very reassuring for me. He said, look, this happens to 1 out of 100 people who go through chemotherapy. So you have neuro bridges in your brain, and chemo basically breaks these neuro bridges, weakens the neuro bridges. And that's what was happening with me. And that's the reason why I was hallucinating. And I could not sleep. So, and the easy fix was medication, more medication. And so all whatever I was, all the hallucination and stuff, it all disappeared soon after I started taking medication, and I started sleeping well as well. Right. And it's very important while you are taking chemotherapy that you sleep well. It's very, very important for you to recoup. So that's something also I had to go through, which was a very, very, it was a horrible time for me. Because I was also scared whether people are going to, think that she's lost it, she's gone mad.
Yeah. Yeah, the fear associated with things like this.
Yes. And after the 12 chemos, Krupa, I went through, they gave me a break of around 15-20 days. And then I had gone through a radiation therapy. So these were 19 sessions of radiation, which were given every day. So Monday to Friday, every day I would go and take radiation. So radiation is given only to the part where the surgery is done. So only that portion is exposed to radiation. It hardly takes about 5 minutes for the radiation to be given, but then it has side effects. And the various side effects of radiation are discoloration of skin around that area. And also they gave me radiation on the neck because their lymph nodes, the next set of lymph nodes are on the neck. So if the cancer cells have to travel to the lymph nodes, then they stop it there by giving it radiation. So that was the treatment part of it.
And please walk me through the moment when you were told you're cancer free. I don't know, I really want to know, did the entire struggle, feel like this is what I was expecting, this is what I was working towards? How was that feeling?
So, Krupa, well, to be frank, I will tell you, the doctor never told me you're cancer free. Okay, because they're very choosy in the words that they use.
Okay.
But he said, as long as you're taking this medication, there's a certain medication that I'm taking for life, which suppresses estrogen in my body.
Okay.
So that's a medication I have to take for life. And he said, as long as you're taking this, the reoccurrence, the percentage of reoccurrence is going to be very, very less. So, just to hear that itself was a big deal for me.
Yes.
And I was really, really happy that it all ended.
Yes.
And within 2 months of finishing the treatment, I went back to work. I joined work, and it feels good to be, busy, but I'm not now. I'm very cautious. There's a difference between just being busy and, doing your work. I'm very cautious now that I go to work, finish my work, and I know what my priorities are. So cancer does that to you. It just lays your priorities straight for you.
Right.
Your health is your priority, your family is your priority. It changes you from within.
Yeah.
And
I think living in the moment, taking each day, as it comes, looking at the positives of what we already have. I mean, the way everyone around you supported you. Of course, the will is something that you had to develop for it. But when you see everyone's doing it for the love they have for you, it means a lot. So I think, these are the few things that we do have, but constantly we are in the rat race. We are just looking at what's the next thing and what's the next thing. The stop, look, think, appreciating what we have, as you said rightly, taking care of what we have. I think these are the things that, a storm comes, blows you away, changes your perspective completely.
I was a very controlling person before, in terms of, I'd like to control situations in my life. Not controlling people, as in controlling situations. This is going down, this is going wrong, I need to turn it around, and how do I do it? And I would channelize my energy there. Now I don't do it. Now I'm like, let it play it out.
Right.
We will see what happens.
Right.
Okay? Even if it is death, let it play it out. It's fine. Life is, we are living to learn lessons.
Yeah.
That was my take out of Cancer, Krupa, that we are here to learn lessons, to learn love. We are here to accept love and to give love.
Right.
And that's what people are unable to do, really. For me, I realize that there's so much love around me, which I wouldn't, most of the times, I would be at work and I wouldn't take my mom's calls or my dad's calls. I would say, okay, fine, I'll call them up on the weekend. But now, whenever they call me, I pick up the phone. So, no, this work will keep happening. But they are most important. My family is most important. Right? Because you never know. With life, uh, when your exam is done
Yeah.
and you have to leave, you just know, you never know.
Yeah.
So that was my take. And of course, I've become very conscious about my health now,
Hmm.
conscious about my family's health.
Hmm.
Uh, it's something that is the topmost priority for me now. That life will keep on happening, but uh, you know, I need to stay healthy, and that is the focus. So if 5 o'clock is the time for me to leave uh, work,
Hmm.
I will leave at that time. Come back home, give that me time to myself,
Right.
uh, exercise when it is required. You know, every day at least that 1 hour 45 minutes of exercise is very important, and eat healthy. You know, I think we are the biggest investments. I'm not talking in terms of money, we are the biggest investments in ourselves.
Right.
So invest time, invest money on yourself.
Right.
Uh, I mean, earning money happens. When are you going to go travel? When are you going to go learn a course that you wanted to always learn? When are you going to, uh, do things for your soul? You
Yeah.
know, things like traveling,
Yeah.
things like reading, taking the time to read books,
Yeah.
taking the time to spend valuable quality time with your family, with your child. When
Yeah.
are you going to do all this? You'll have to. I mean, that's the I would say my takeaway. One of the takeaways from this whole experience, Krupa.
I'm so glad, Nisha. I'm so glad to see you like this. I'm glad that you found what was needed to beat and to come out of this dark time and speak such lovely, positive things about it. It takes a lot of courage, and I'm so happy that you found it. Um, I'm a big believer that we do have the will. I'm a big believer also about God gives you as much as you can take it, you
Yes.
know. So I think
Yes.
anybody who is listening to this, I would like to really say that no matter what, I'm just not about the cancer. There may be many things that we face which, as you said, we did not plan. We did not want it to happen to us because it's unpleasant to go through it. But
Yes.
but if you have the will to smile and to walk that path, I think nothing can defeat you. There will be other problems, there will be financial problems, there will be problems. I know a lot of people who could not take the treatment although they had the will. They could not go through the treatment process because of the lack of funds. They resorted to other treatments which are cheaper methods because it was available on internet or because somebody told them. Um, but they had the will. So I really feel bad for situations like this, but we all have the will. And if we just exercise that, I think, large battles can be fought and come out smiling, come out learning something from it, just like you did. I mean, the fact that you have come here to share your first hand experience and in such detail, step by step, talking about the diagnosis itself, which also, as you said rightly, we ignore. We ignore for the basic fact is negligence is bliss. We do not want to go and get ourselves checked because we feel it will go away. I do not want to go through that process. What if I have to hear something that's unpleasant? So let me just not do the process unless and until it just is you can't avoid it anymore. We try to avoid it, right? So
Yes.
that's, I think, biggest takeaway as women, for us to know that no matter what, early diagnosis is the best chance. We will
Right.
have to not ignore our health, like you said. prioritize it. Forget about ignoring. We have to prioritize it, because what we have, we can give to others. If we are happy, we can give happiness. Only prioritizing happiness, health of people around us, but neglecting ourselves is, I think, should stop. That's not the way to go. And so lovely. I don't know. Everyone will have their different takeaways. Whoever will tune in and listen to this, but that's my biggest takeaway from what I've spoken to you now. Thank you so much for sharing this with me and many more who are going to listen. Like you said in the beginning, you need at least one person to get inspired. I think many will be. So thank you so much for doing this, Nisha.
Thank you for having me, Kripa. Thanks.
Thank you.